Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace. Nice to see you, ma'am. You know better than most the dangers for Republicans when something happens that they want and they have no plan. Is there a plan if Joe Biden gets replaced?
Well, either way, whether Joe Biden stays on the ticket or Joe Biden is replaced, this is an unmitigated disaster for Democrats because now it's been revealed after last night's debate. It was an epic wake-up call for every single American. The Democrat Party, aided and abetted by the mainstream media, have been lying to the American people about Joe Biden's cognitive decline for over a year now, as most recently as last week when they lied to the American people about cheap fakes, where these were real videos of Joe Biden, visible physical and mental decline. They've been lying to the American people, and I think it's going to be very hard to overcome that, even if Joe Biden gets replaced, because they've lost the trust of the American people. I don't know how you as a voter trust the Democrat Party now. They've been covering up for this guy. Everyone knows he's been in decline. And now, as you mentioned, the leader of the free world out here couldn't even stand up for 90 minutes. It is.
You're right. But would Republicans be wise to step back, not talk about the 25th Amendment, and observe the first rule of politics, which is when your opponent is driving off a cliff, as happened in this debate, do and say nothing?
Well, right now, I think that is what you're going to see this weekend. I just saw a New York Times headline walking into the set tonight. It's going to be an awful weekend for Joe Biden and Jill Biden, quite frankly. What she's doing is abusive to her husband by running him for president. But we have to sit back but also show the American people the truth, because they have been lied to over and over and over again by the Democrat Party. And I felt a lot of hope. I felt a lot of optimism with Donald Trump on stage last night. I've heard a lot of that from my friends who are independent voters. They're all in on Trump right now. He doesn't, I mean, he's doing very well.
Right. Okay. He did very well comparatively to Joe Biden. Donald Trump got off over his low bar. Joe Biden did not get over his low bar. Okay. But still, the standard here is fairly low. You don't worry at all. Okay. We'll put the list up. Andy Bashir comes out. Young guy, great looking family, energetic. You know, and you've said this, right? If someone is picked to replace Joe Biden steps down. The media and an enormous amount of Democratic money, an unbelievable amount of money, is going to flow in and turn this guy into the world's first living saint. And you don't think that's going to be appealing to all of the swing voters who don't really quite like the mean tweets?
I see it quite differently, actually. I just got through one of the toughest races of my life. I was outspent 3 or 4 to 1, but I was in a race where voters were constantly misled and lied to. And Donald Trump will only get stronger after this. And what's going to happen if they replace Joe Biden, it might even be worse, because they are going to continue to prop up whoever the nominee is. They will lie to get whatever they can done. They will be aided and abetted by the mainstream media and all of their highly paid pundits. And the American people just aren't going to buy it. I mean, you saw the CNN poll last night, 67% to 33. 67% of CNN's own viewers said that Donald Trump won that debate last night. This is extraordinarily difficult to overcome.
It was also one of the lowest rated debates ever because of how deeply unpopular I think both of these two men are. Upcoming political calendar: Monday, the SCOTUS decision; Tuesday, July 4th; July 11th, Trump sentencing; the 15th through the 18th, the RNC convention. That's a lot of events around politics and around Donald Trump. If Joe Biden lays low, maybe gives a couple of speeches, whatever, do the American people, I get the political class does, but do the American people really remember this by the time we get around to the DNC in August?
This is the worst political debate in American history. No one is going to forget what happened last night. No one, I can't unsee the frozen images of Biden being completely dazed and confused last night.
Right, okay, and fair enough.
You can't turn that back. They will not forget about this.
No, and look, and Republicans will make sure of that with ads on Twitter and attack ads and everything else.
As they should.
Oh, fair enough. Democrats would do the same thing. Here's David Axelrod, who I think has a pretty good understanding of the American electorate. He's the one who got Obama elected twice. Take a listen.
If, for whatever reason, there's a change at the top of the ticket, you guys are in trouble with Donald Trump, because the guy who was up there tonight is not a guy who's going to inspire people. He did not show in any way that he has changed from the guy who...
Donald Trump compared to Joe Biden last night did great. You don't worry at all about Donald Trump compared to something new, something interesting, and young, energetic. I could go on.
No, I don't. I think there are two types of people in this world. I think there are people that need to be right, and there are people that want the truth. And to know that you've been misled, misguided, and lied to for more than a year by the Democrat Party about the President of the United States and how weak we are on the world stage. I mean, world leaders were mocking Joe Biden last night. And to know that they have lied to voters for so long about Joe Biden, I think it's going to be very difficult. There's not a long runway to earn the trust of voters back after this. I think it'll be difficult.
Yeah, and to introduce somebody to the American people. There's a lot of people, 55%, who have nostalgia for Donald Trump's presidency. It's good to see you as always, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. We appreciate it.